Hello everybody, welcome back. I am so excited today. As you can see behind me, I have my shelves in. I'm so excited. I have 3 new spots and potentially up there I've got some stored, but potentially 4 new spots that I can dry canvases, and my 16 by 20 fits right in there. So it happens to be my favorite size, so it's perfect. I waited for so long for that. Okay, so I'll be posting a best of 2020 video coming up here, and you will see that for a long time in the beginning I was using the swipe technique with my little pieces of, they're over there somewhere, little pieces of plastic from a cutout cutting board from the dollar store. It's flexible, they work great for me, and I did a whole bunch of those swipe paintings. I had so much fun. So the base of this is going to be the swipe like I usually do, but I'm going to put something on top of it. So we'll see how that turns out. You never know. Like I got this little thing back here, it says sometimes it ends up different and it's better that way. I got that a long time ago just for life events, you know, just referring to how crazy life can get sometimes. But it actually works a lot better now for painting, because there are times where it is just not going the way that I want it to, and I have to let go and just let the painting do what the painting's gonna do and work with it until I'm happy with it. Like that Rainbow Nebula, I think I called it, video, where I ended up just dripping it. I poured it off the side. I just let it slide off, and I really liked how it turned out at that point. I did a whole bunch of work to begin with, a lot of work, and in that video you could see it's that hot mess video, but I was not happy with where it was going, and then I tilted it and I really liked it. So what I had originally planned did not happen at all, but the ending I was happy with. So lesson to be learned with painting: it's going to happen how it's going to happen. Sometimes you just cannot control it, and sometimes it's better that way. So I've got that up there just to remind myself if I ever get frustrated with anything. We're going to get started here. I'm going to put down a white base, and then it's going to look like a Dutch pour, but it's not going to be a Dutch pour. What I do is I put a whole bunch of colors across the center, and then I take those little plastic things and I brush the canvas with them, so to speak. I swipe the paint and just get all kinds of different layers and different height and different swipe thickness and length, and go from there. It's really, for me, that's what I'm really good at. The abstract can be all right every once in a while. The Dutch pour I like to do. I have not perfected that yet, but I really do like the swipes. And so that's what we're going to do today. And then we're going to do something fun on top of it. So wish me luck. I wish you guys luck if you want to try this. Let's go. Because I am doing a swipe, the base paint is a little thinner than say a Dutch pour, because I'm going to be putting on a lot of other paint in the process. So let me show you what colors I'm using here. My base is Fine Touch Titanium White. I'll be using a special one I made some time ago from Drippings. I called it my Merlot, because it's a beautiful color when it comes out. This is going to be kind of browns and golds and a little bit of black here. So I also have Folk Art Pure Gold Metallic, Apple Barrel Brown. This is a combination of Sargent Art and Fine Touch Black, the Mars Black, Sargent Art Black. It's a 50-50 mix. I had made a whole bunch to fill my bottles the other day, and I made a lot. I made some extra because I had planned on doing some painting that day, and I ended up not. But there is also a drip gray that I have that I'm going to use. I have a tip for those who have pets and want to try to minimize the amount of, say, hair in the air. What I did, and so far it's working pretty well. I've been moving stuff around in here, so I have had a bit of fluff to the room. No matter what I do, I'm always going to have just probably a few hairs in there that I have to get out. But what I did was I took a pair of pantyhose, old torn up pantyhose, and I double layered it over my vent to the room, so that I wrapped it around, put it through to the foot, twisted it, pulled it back over, so there's a double layer, so anything that would potentially come up through when my heater kicks on is going to get stopped. I'm not going to have it blowing into the room anymore. So let's hope that helps. And I also, again, thank you, Canella, I bought picnic covers. What they are, just little mesh screens that you can get. I have them listed down below for covering food. And they have big sizes. There's one that's a 17 by 29 or something like that that I'll be using for my 16 by 20s. Catch is that one's huge. It really is big. It's not going to fit up there. But the smaller ones can. And so I just thought I'd recommend that. And, of course, give props to Canella for mentioning that. That's fabulous, fabulous idea. So that will actually, while it's drying, will prevent anything from settling into the painting. Or if you are doing your resin on top, which stuff in the resin is unless you're really good at buffing stuff out, forget it. So tips, thank you. All right, now we have white canvas, and here we go. I'm gonna put black somewhere in the middle so that it does show up pretty well, but right now we're gonna do this. We're gonna start with the gray. And when you do this, you never really know what color is gonna come out more so than the others. It just kind of happens as you drag it. And that's another reason why I happen to love a thicker mix on mine, because it holds on to the color a lot better. It just stays its own color, and that is why, for those who may not already know, that is why Floetrol is such a fantastic product. That's part of the reason why you really want to get a pouring medium, because what it does is it keeps the color, kind of keeps the color that color. So if you're dragging or doing a Dutch pour, it will stay that color and not mix with the other ones. That helps as to why you would want to have, see, that's my Merlot, why you would want to have a pouring medium in there. Oops, that's white. Don't need white. I already have white. And then we'll do the brown. You know what? Let me do black first. Do a little bit of black. This seems thin. A little bit of black, because black will take over. I have mentioned that before. It does. It really does take over. Okay. So, looks like a Dutch pour at the moment, but this is it. This is done. So, as far as at this point, I don't blow it, I don't do anything with it, I just leave it like that. And get rid of some bubbles here. So here is my little plastic scraper. You can see I put the tape on it, because when I'm working on it, I'll tend to put it onto the side, and if I have a whole bunch of paint around, it's clear, so I never see it. So I put the tape on it so I can find it. I know, well, it's the little things. Okay, here we go. just going to be beautiful. And I do not use silicone. I know I probably say that in like every video I've ever done, but it's a big deal. That's another hot debate in the community too, is silicone or no silicone if you are wanting cells. Which if you do it right, you won't need the silicone. I mean, if you figure out what it is that you need to do to not use silicone, or if you have a technique that helps you get bubbles into the painting like this, you don't need the silicone. Oh my goodness, that is already just gorgeous. I love that Merlot in here. Oh, beautiful. And it is, with the way that I do this, it's okay if you have a little wobbly line, because I start going back over it again anyway, so a little wobbly is just fine. Although sometimes I have loved it just the way it was with the first bit of swiping. Yeah, sometimes it's really cool again. So I have on occasion left it the way it was. Here. When you do this, the way that I do it is I hold it really straight on top, like very parallel to it, and I don't push hardly at all. I just pull the color down. That's kind of cool, just like that, huh? Alright, so I do the first swipe all the way around. Sometimes I leave a little bit in the center so that I can work with it a little more. I can pull down more colors if I need. If I happen to goof and swipe out too much, I have a little something I can work with. That gold's showing right there, that's good. And of course, you know, you will get the feel for it if you decide to do this type. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I have mentioned it in other videos, but when you do your swipe, at the back side of the painting, when you pull it off, go out and around the side of your painting, because otherwise you get corners knocked off like that, or you get the dripping off of whatever it is you're using. It happens. So like that is a perfect example, and I will go back and show you of when I would go through and do a different swipe, another swipe over it, because if this ends up being as cool as I think it's gonna be, it already looks really cool. I don't want that swipe down there. If you go to my website, jennifergartistry.com, I have the link below, you'll see a lot of these in there. You'll see a lot of these in the gallery section of my page. It scrolls through them, and you'll see a lot of these in there. Fix this corner over here. See, I have all of this extra paint in the center. So I can do this if I need to. Okay, that one's good. Fix that. Okay, now the one thing that you do need to do with this that I learned quite the hard way is when you put, like I put all of that going right across the middle here, it's going to start pulling where your main section is. So you're going to want to wipe along the bottom to make sure that it stops pulling, because this type of painting, the center does not, it just doesn't look good if the center's pulled out like that. So, you know what, I'm really liking that as is. This one, see, this bothers me here, so I'm going to try to fix that. That's fine. This gets too white right there. It's kind of bugging me, so I'll fix that part too. This is one of those where I hold my breath while I'm doing it. That is just so pretty. And yep, I think I am just going to leave it at that, because that is just way too, I really like that and I don't want to mess with it at all. I need to remember to not stick my middle finger at it. The camera. Sorry, guys. So yeah, that one's done. I'm not gonna mess with that one anymore. You know, my father's birthday is coming up, and these are really his colors. So I think this one's going to him for his birthday, because I can never figure out what to get for him, and he loves my paintings. So. He said that he's clearing out a whole wall in his house so he can put up my paintings. He's actually, he has several of them because he's really liked them. So we'll just give him one more for his collection. All right, this was an amazing color combination. Oh, that Merlot is so pretty, and I will never be able to make that again. I might play with a few colors just to see if I can get close, because that is just gorgeous. Okay, we will let that one sit. If you like this one, give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more. Share. Let people know, especially if you have friends who are looking for a new technique or a new style of painting, something they want, something different. Send them my way, and we'll all have fun together. So thank you very much. Hope you have a wonderful day, and happy painting. And here is the finished of this, still wet. obviously. Got a heck of a glare. I am quite happy with this piece. When you get the right color combination, it really just does a lot. Come around to the side here so you can see the full side view. I need to turn off that lamp. Hold on. There we go.